Welcome to this concept video on balancing of chemical equation. So we're given C4H10 plus O2 on the reactant side, giving us H2O plus CO. How do we go about balancing this compound? Now, always remember, you are not allowed to interfere with the number of atoms. Anything here, these are called the number of atoms. You are not allowed to touch them on any occasion, but you can work on the number of moles. First, we'll start with the first carbon. We're having a carbon here, and this carbon here, we're also having another carbon. If you check, we have 4 atoms of carbon here, and here we have just one. There's an invisible one down here, one atom of carbon. What we'll do next is that we'll write 4, we'll add 4 moles of carbon. Here's how to do that. You say C4H10 plus O2. On the reactant side, we're having H2O plus, I'm going to be writing 4 now, 4CO2. 4CO2. Now, we'll go again. We have 4 carbon here, and we also have 4 carbon here. So the carbon is balanced. We'll move next to our hydrogen. We are having 10 hydrogen here. Over here, we are just having 2 hydrogen. So how do we go about this? Once again, it becomes C4H10 plus O2. This gives us our hydrogen. We need to balance our hydrogen. So we'd add 5 onto, as we'd introduce 5 as our new number of moles. So 5 moles, or we'll add, say 5 moles of hydrogen, 5H2O plus 4CO2. Now, note that carbon here is 4, carbon here is 4, balanced. Hydrogen here is 10, hydrogen here is also 10. How do I know it's 10? 5 times 2 will give me 10. So hydrogen is balanced both on the right and the left hand side. Lastly, we need to balance our oxygen. We need to balance our oxygen. On this side, on the right hand side, on the left hand side, we have 2 oxygen. On the right hand side, we have 5 oxygen. This 5 would affect the oxygen, 5 oxygen, and this 4 and the 2 will affect the oxygen also. So on the right hand side, we have 5 oxygen here. So oxygen equals 5 plus 4 times 2. This 4 times 2. This 4 times 2, which is this 2 down here, you get 8. So we have 8 here. If you sum the both of them together, your oxygen on both sides would arrive at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We get 13 oxygen. 13 oxygen. And now, in order to balance this, we would increase the number of molecules. How do we go about that? Watch me. So I'm just going to say C4 first, H10 plus, let's say 13 O2, 5H2O plus 4CO2. And so now, carbon is 4 balanced. Hydrogen is 10 here, balanced. Oxygen over here is 13, watch this, 13 times 2, 13 times 2, oxygen here is 26, 26. On this other side, oxygen 5 times 1, there's an invisible 1 here, so we say 5 times 1, you get 5, and also 4 times this 2 here, you get 8. So this side, the oxygen remains 13. Then on this other side, the oxygen is just 26. Here's what one way this could be solved. We could introduce a fraction. I know this might be novel for most of you, but it works. So you could write this as C4H10 plus if we introduce a fraction, it might not go. So C4H10, but I'm going to raise the mole of carbon. I'm applying 2 here, then 13O2 would get, I would increase the amount of hydrogen also. Let's make here 10 H2 plus, we can also increase here to be 8CO2. And let's check this out. 2 times 4, this is 8 carbon. On this other hand side, we have 8 carbon. So carbon is balanced. Carbon is balanced. Moving on, hydrogen, 2 times 10, you have 20 hydrogen. Here again, 2 times 10, you have 20 hydrogen. So hydrogen is also balanced. Next, our focus will be on oxygen. 13 times 2, you get 26. Here, this is supposed to be H2O. I'm making a mistake. H2O. It's supposed to be H2O here. Next, for the oxygen, 10 times 1, oxygen here is 10, while 8 times 2, oxygen here is 16 plus 16, which will amount to 26. So our balanced equation is 2C4H10 plus 13O2 on the reactant side. Then on the product side, 10H2O plus 8CO2. And like this, your equation is balanced. Please note, in order for you to understand this video very well, you need to have knowledge on integers, fractions, etc. This will help you balance chemical equations. And you need to also have watched the videos on number of moles, number of atoms, how to interpret a compound. Would you like to solve similar questions to this? Click on the link in the description box. You win. Just believe.